Yo, what is up everyone? And today I'm going to show you literally probably the best greatsword build you can make outside of a Speedrunner's Delight greatsword build with heroics and dereliction. This greatsword build I'm about to show you manages to fit in every possible offensive skill that you could utilize with greatsword, in addition to having a crap ton of support skills. Granted, you will need some decent talismans for this, but even if you don't have the decent talismans for this build, you should still be able to make something kind of similar. So anyways, let's get right into it. With this build, you will potentially have 7 attack, 7 crit eye, 3 crit boost, 3 weakness exploit, 3 offensive guard, 3 speed sharpen or whatever level 1 skill you want to slot in. Speed sharpen or stun resist is usually the go-to. 3 wirebug whisperer, which is really handy, and 2 focus, which is really all you need for greatsword. 3 is kind of overkill, but if you wanted 3, you can actually swap out 1 offensive guard for 1 focus if you prefer 3 focus. 1 max might for that extra 10% they reach 100% affinity, and I slotted in a level of flinch free. Now for the armor itself. The weapon I'm using is the Kimura Cleaver. You have a handful of options for greatswords you can use. Rajang is pretty popular because of 2 level 2 slots and you have more purple, but I went with the Kimura again as usual because the Kimura weapons are going to be probably some of the best weapons long term because of the level 4 slot. So I suggest going with the Kimura, not to mention we are actually utilizing that level 4 slot with a double focus decoration. We're using Lunagaron Helmet as 2 crit eye, 1 wirebug whisperer, and we slotted in 2 more crit eye. Now this, the Fire Spider chest piece, this is kind of a unique piece for this build. This has 2 wirebug whisperer, 2 level 2 slots, and that's where we're getting also the level of max might. So this helps you get that comfy wirebug, which will really help regenerate your strong arm stance, which is kind of a bread and butter silkbind move for this build. Bareth Vambraces now, as we're getting one of your offensive guards. This has 2 attack, 1 offensive guard, and level 2 slot. Offensive guard is kind of nichey, and it's not always going to have 100% uptime. But when it is up, when you do proc it, it will benefit you a lot with 3 offensive guard. When you do proc it off of strong arm stance, you will get 15% extra attack, which is very, very nice. Squire's Belt is where we're getting our 2nd offensive guard. It has 1 weakness exploit, 1 crit boost, 1 offensive guard, and our 3rd offensive guard is slotted in here in 3 slots, so it fits in perfectly. And then everyone's best in slot favorite boots, and good greaves, 2 attack, 2 crit eye, and slotted in speed sharpen. The talisman we're using right now is this is kind of a godly talisman, I'll admit, but in the event that you don't have this godly talisman, never fear. You'll probably just lose 1 attack, and you'll survive. You lose 1 attack, you lose 1 offensive guard, because honestly, offensive guard is just extra attack whenever you're able to pull it off. You can drop 1 offensive guard if you want. Alternatively, I made another build with another talisman that's semi-godly talisman. Did I save this? No, I didn't. Semi-godly talisman pretty much uses... Is this the same build? No, this isn't. I think I accidentally saved over the build. Yeah, that build where I just saved over right now, that was the other build. Oopsies, I'm not gonna redo this. But if you have a different talisman, you can make different pieces work. If I recall the other build, should we improv it real fast? Yeah, I think it was using the Wrathless Coil, and it was using... Oh, crap. Using this Talisman here. Okay. we got it. Okay. Oh, yeah. This is it. This is it. Yeah. I'm gonna go with this slot in offensive guard. Yeah. So alternatively, with this Talisman here, wow, we recovered that real well. Alternatively, with this Talisman here, this is a 2 weakness exploit and a level 4 slot. If you have something similar to this, if you don't have the other Talisman, this technically has the same-ish value. But with this build, with this Talisman, you'll have, as you can see, 1 less offensive guard. So depending on your Talisman, you could either be missing 1 offensive guard or 1 attack. But you definitely want to make sure you have at least 2 focus. The 3 Wirebug Whisper, I highly recommend Wirebug Whisper because it really helps with regenerate your strong arm stance. I'll show that to you here in a second. Because otherwise you're gonna be waiting on the 2 Wirebugs to get your counter off constantly. So you really want to go for 3. I don't recommend not having 3. There's certain builds that really benefit from having 3 Wirebug Whisper. Greatsword is one of them for the strong arm stance. But let me show you real fast how that works with Greatsword and strong arm stance. For those of you who haven't seen it in action, for whatever reason, if you're not a Greatsword main. But what strong arm stance will let you do is it will... How'd I put that down? Yeah, I did. What it'll let you do, basically it'll let you counter. Or it'll let you parry a monster's attack and then immediately go into True Charge Slash or Raid Slash. I recommend True Charge Slash. Raid Slash I used to be a Raid Slash main. Now with strong arm stance, back to True Charge Slash. But what you can also do, if you want to insta trigger your strong arm stance, is you can place a barrel bomb in front of you, and then immediately go into it like that. And if you time it properly, it's probably easier with monster attacks. But you can get off, you can get your offensive guard. The timing for offensive guard is really, really tight. So it's more of like a niche skill. But it's a good niche skill to have if you're able to time it properly. Oops. It's pretty frame specific. Let's see if we can get it here. Oops. Okay, as you can see, I'm very bad at this. Yeah. See? Now we got the offensive guard. It's pretty frame perfect at time, but as you use strong arm stance, you'll get better at using it. As you can see, we did significantly or a decent amount more damage there with 3 offensive guard. The only downside to this build is because it's using 3 kind of lower tier pieces of armor. You would normally have, if you were using like higher tier armor pieces, you would normally have 700 plus armor. Here you only have 633. If you're not comfortable with that armor and you don't mind losing 1 attack or 1 offensive guard, you could just switch these gloves over to the Charite? I don't know how it's pronounced, honestly. You could just swap over to these, and you'll have 3 Divine Blessing, and you'll only be losing 1 attack and 1 offensive guard. And being that offensive guard has got just an extra DPS skill, that's not gonna proc 90% of the time to like of a fight. You're really just losing 1 attack with 3 Divine Blessing. So depending on like how comfortable you are with Greatsword and how much you get hit, you may want Divine Blessing instead. Me, I probably want Divine Blessing. I get hit a lot. I recard a lot. That's okay. Nobody's perfect. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this Greatsword build. I'm really actually quite proud of it. Of how many skills I was able to fit in. I'm gonna cover crit draw and elemental crit draw Greatsword builds in another video, because I don't really use them. I use them a little bit in Monster Hunter World, but really didn't have much plan to use them now. But there's some new skills that go well with crit draw and elemental Greatsword builds. So, thank you everyone for watching. Leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe if you enjoyed this. We're getting closer and closer to 4K. You can find me every day on twitch.tv/Ramizo5. So until next time, good night and happy hunting, everyone.